Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. On today's video, we are going to be going over ADA Cardano. Of course, we have been seeing a pretty hard fall today in the price. We were getting very close to pushing up to this top trend line, but we did see a bit of this continuation pattern. So we fall, continuation pattern, into another fall, which could have been expected. Of course, I did think that there was a possibility of the breakout there, but we are only just going to wait for the breakout rather than saying it's for sure going to or not going to happen. So what we can see is that the price has now come back down off of that fall and looking to establish support on top of this trend line that has been getting set all the way since back a few months ago. Now, what we do know right now is that we are seeing the rest of the market fall, which is a great sign for ADA because ADA is falling less. Let me explain. Currently, we're looking at less than a 3.9% fall from ADA, so it's about 3.9% right now. If we look at the rest of the market, Matic's down 5.7, BNB's down 4.3, XRP's down 4.2, Avalanche is down 6.98. Cody is down 4.46, ERG is down 5.54, so you get the hint. The rest of the market is falling a little bit harder, and that is a good sign for ADA. What that goes to show is that there is still neutrality in the price. What that means is that even though, other cryptos were going up faster than ADA, when they come down, they're still going to come down faster. What would be a bad sign is if that other alts were going to be flying, and then whenever they crashed, ADA crashed the same exact amount without flying. That just goes to show that people aren't as bullish, but when stuff turns bearish, they are equally as bearish. You know what I mean? And so the fact that there is still this neutrality in the market, that people are still equally bearish as they are bullish right now, is a good sign for me in the long term, because I still do anticipate some upward momentum once things do really kick off. Now, I'm also expecting for another good thing I'm looking at is I'm still expecting that we are going to see this breakout within the next 4 days of the price. As you can see, even as we did roll here, we came back down to hopefully establish some support on top of this trend line, and so that does still put our apex roughly around October 10th to October 11th, and I do believe that within 4 days we are going to see the breakout of this apex, which I think will be incredibly important for the short and midterm, just dependent on if we break up to the upside or the downside. Now, one reason I do believe we are going to see a breakout to the upside is what we're seeing on the RSI right now, and it's very minor bullish divergence. And what I mean by that is we're starting to see that the RSI on the 4-hour and the daily charts set these lows, set all of these lows. But what we can see here is that from this trend line that was established, the price actually did just come back down to break that low, or this trend line, right, and set a bit of a lower low under that trend line. So what we're starting to look at now is, okay, well, that's interesting because the price did not do the same. Now, generally speaking, if we're going to see some type of bullish divergence, what it looks like is that the RSI does something like this, or it sets a low, then it comes back down to say maybe set a lower low, but the price is still going up to set higher lows. And what that tells us is that even if the price is going to, see a big breakout to the upside on the RSI, that the price is also going to see a massive move to the upside as there's just more buying room. There's more potential here, so there's even more potential here. You know what I mean? And so if we are going to see this bullish divergence playing out, it's going to look like a difference in the lows, right? If our lows are starting to diverge away from each other, we're setting higher lows and higher lows. But you can see that the higher low here is just getting a little bit lower. It's coming down under that trend line, and that tells me that even when the RSI is making these moves to the downside, our price is maintaining the support level, which is a fantastic sign, okay? Now, if we are to lose this bottom, the bottom side of this triangle in which we're forming, then of course, this doesn't really matter. But at the moment, it does look like we're holding up, and that would be a fantastic sign just in terms of, the overall strength of this support level to carry us out of this triangle. Now, say worst case scenario comes and we do see this thing break out. Of course, you guys do know that we were originally stuck within this descending wedge for quite some time here. And so if we are to break out to the downside, I think what would cause that is if Bitcoin comes back down to lose 50,000. I think that likely does result in ADA coming back down to lose the bottom side here. And I'm expecting a retest of this triangle. It can go, honestly, again, as low as $1.90 before I even start to worry. You guys know that if below $1.90, that's our danger zone. I really don't like the price going down there. And so as long as it's above this level, I mean, a retest here, boom, a breakout into a retest and an upward continuation is incredibly normal. And so all of this to say that even though the price is going down right now, it's going down less than the rest of the alts, which is a good sign of neutrality and strength in the long and midterm, in my opinion, as well as to say that right now, it does seem as if the bulls are holding on very strong, especially seeing that the RSI did break trend, but the price did not. Now, in terms of upside, I'm still looking to see that the price will work its way back up towards $2.45 to $2.50. I honestly don't see any reason that if by October 10th, which is going to be our breakout date, if we don't see, if we do see again a breakout to the upside, I don't see any reason as to why we won't push back up towards $2.45, with especially a more long-term perspective looking towards working our way back up to $3 and $3.40. But of course, we will get there when the time comes. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're not going to anticipate that too much until we see that breakout to the upside. So what we're seeing right now, honestly, is looking still pretty good to me. I do like the fact that whenever we did see these big falls, from top line to bottom line, as you can see here, we were getting, not that much red volume. We weren't getting that much bad negative volume. And what that tells me is that, it was very easy to push the price down. It didn't take much volume to push the price down. But what you can see here is just this little mini fall in which we did see happen over the last few hours. We can see that it did take a more significant amount of volume in comparison to what we were seeing right here. And that tells me that the bears are struggling, that it's getting harder and harder for them to push the price down. And I think that is another great sign just to accompany the fact that this RSI made this move to say that the bulls are still in control here, and that although we're looking neutral, there are many bullish implications of what we can be seeing going into the future. So of course, just be paying attention that if we do roll here, that we do come back down to retest this downward trend line in which we did establish in the beginning of September. And if we do see the breakout, let's start expecting that push to $2.45 to $2.50. I still think that is extremely, extremely likely. So overall, things are still looking fine for the ADA price to me. I'm honestly not too concerned with what we're seeing right now, and I still think that where we're going is up, especially if we do start to see Bitcoin working its way up, making these big moves and starting to cross over 53,000. I would be pretty surprised if that move happens and we don't see ADA make a pretty solid breakout to the upside. So of course, I will keep you guys as up to date as possible as I can whenever we have any movements, any updates, or anything relatively important happen with the price of ADA or any of the other cryptos in which we do follow on this channel. So if you do want to stay as up to date as possible, please press that notification bell whenever you do subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. I also do a lot of technical analysis, early video access, education, and more down in the Patreon. So of course, do go down to the link down there, go check it out, let me know what you think, and I will see you all next time. Peace.